Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Anaka. I'm the programming director at ALT EFF, and I'm thrilled today to be discussing this very important film, Traditional Engineers Reduce Water Stress by Jyotsna Richhariya. I'm joined today by the filmmaker and by the incredible Shaheen Bhatt, who's the co-founder of Eternal Sunshine Productions and a best-selling author in her own right. So Shaheen, thank you so much for being here. Jyotsna, thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Anaka. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about this film. It's a really important topic, and I'm really glad that it's being highlighted by ALTEF in this way. I'm on this panel today alongside Jyotsna Richhariya. She's a passionate multimedia journalist based in New Delhi. She's currently with the digital news platform Ground Report. Jyotsna has also freelanced for India Spend, DW, and Our Connection, covering critical topics like health, gender, rural development, and the environment. Jyotsna, I found your film to be quite enlightening for me. I think that we don't often think about the challenges faced within certain ecosystems to do simple things like keep kind of water flowing. I didn't know Kattas existed. I think I kind of always assumed that dams, traditional dams were the way that things were done. The first question that I have for you is, what led you to the story? Why was the story important for you to tell? And yeah, how did you come about it?
Thank you, Shaheen, for the introduction, and thank you for watching the film and having your views on it. I think what motivated me was earlier I was working on some stories from Karnataka. Me being from a diverse background of regions, so I basically belong to Madhya Pradesh, Bundelkhand. Part of Bundelkhand is a region which is known for droughts and water crisis. So the issue is something that I relate to since like childhood, because I have seen water crisis and we still see water crisis in my hometown. This was the issue that I always wanted to work on. And while I was working on other stories from Karnataka and Kerala, this was something that came up to me, and I was really intrigued to know that this is something that can be implemented or replicated throughout the country as well, because what it requires is communities involvement, communities knowledge. And in Karnataka and Kerala, this comes with the traditional knowledge of people who collaboratively come together every year, and they collect the local materials like the stones, sand, and they, with the help of the local materials and with the help of the local laborers and farmers, they collectively build this katta. And what it does is it helps them to secure water and save water for more than 2 or 3 months, when earlier it used to get dry up. The narrow streams of water used to get dry. So I think this was something that motivated me to go ahead with this. And also, this part of the country was less explored by me, and I wanted to see how the communities are collaborating for their own benefit in other parts of the country as well. So I think, yeah, both my upbringing of water crisis and the excitement to cover something that I have not, both the things helped me to just navigate through this story and explore this story.
I think one of the interesting things that kind of struck me while watching it is that, you talk about how the government doesn't fund the building of temporary dams like Kattas. The interesting thing for me was that I guess a lot of the decisions that are being made by people who are not affected by the problem. And every ecosystem is completely different, and not utilizing the knowledge that people have about their own ecosystems is a grave error, because even though maybe you go to one village and a katta is built a certain way in certain areas, if you move to another village, every ecosystem is completely different. So it's really important to take on board what the people living there actually know about the area. What are the challenges that you faced generally while trying to tell the story?
I think the major and the biggest challenge for me was the language barrier that I had, because we were shooting in a part which was on the Karnataka and Kerala border. Where we were shooting, it comes under Kerala, but they speak Kannada and Tulu because of region that is. It is the borderline of both the states. And me being from north, the biggest barrier was not knowing the language. And so in this entire process, what I learned was how crucial it is for you to establish a kind of bond, a relationship, and a journalistic sense as well is needed when you are covering something that puts you in a certain box or a barrier. So I think navigating through the language and coordinating with the locals and understanding what their issues are, that was the most challenging part. But I think I managed it pretty well, and it was helpful. The people around made it easier for me because I was able to coordinate better.
Yes, no, I think you managed it really, really well. I think it was a beautiful story. And thank you for telling.
That's lovely. I'm wondering, Jyotsna, a film is just sort of showing a small portion of maybe the amount of work or the research that went into actually when you were on the ground and in the field. What did you learn anything new or anything that didn't go into the film that you could maybe share with us?
A lot, many things. Firstly, it was what didn't make into the film was the traditional culture that goes behind the kattas. There is a proper custom that they follow. They follow certain kind of pujas. They follow certain kind of rituals when the katta start, when they start making kattas, during it and after it. So it is a lot of faith part of it, which maybe not as scientific, but very close to them and very exciting to see how they navigate their because what they are using, the techniques that they are using is very scientific. And what motivates them and what gives them faith is something that can very well be covered as well, because that is a part that make themselves believe. As we discussed, that government is not as interested in the traditional methods of water conservation or water harvesting, but what kept them going is as they collect their own money. There are certain farmers, suppose in a village, some farmers collectively decide to collect money with their own capabilities, and then they decide to hire laborers and construct it. So a lot of faith goes behind it. So I think that was really interesting to hear from them as well.
Yeah, fascinating how culture and sort of infrastructure go together, right? So any new projects, anything in the pipeline?
There are pretty quite things that I'm working on. Firstly, as right now I'm working as an environment journalist, so I majorly travel a lot in Bundelkhand region and in Madhya Pradesh across. So I just want to make a documentary, which I'm just planning on in Bundelkhand region, how women are. There are several stories in several villages where women are working apart from their own barriers to safeguard and to protect the resources, the environment, and to build something unique to conserve water as well. So I think that is something that I'm trying to explore more, and that's something that I just want to make a good film again.
That's amazing. I can't think of like a more important subject to explore right now than water. Thank you so much for being with Jyotsna, for making this film. Shaheen, thank you so much for being here. I just want to reiterate that it's such a wonderful thing to have Eternal Sunshine Productions and you as the co-founder be as interested and invested in environmental storytelling as we are at ALT EFF and as Mongabay-India is. So lovely having you both, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.